Technology and safety features in garage doors has come a long way, but they need to actually work for you to have the benefit. A simple checkup can keep your home and garage safe. Welcome to the Garage Authority Podcast. I'm your host, Jonithan Phillips, and today I'm very excited about our guests because we are small but mighty. And also being that number one lady for the entire Phoenix mothership, the one and only Andrea Davis. How you doing, sister?
Hello, I'm doing great.
Yeah?
It's an honor to be here. Thanks for asking me.
Thank you for coming on, especially with all the people that you need to manage. It's a big job. It's a big job. And I think, what were the numbers of people that you're overseeing now just at the Phoenix and Northern Arizona?
Roughly about 130.
About 130 people.
Yes.
We have classes in the academy, which is where mine and Dre's relationship started, was in the academy. She taught me how to be a trainer, along with Travis and Elisa. And I get a little overwhelmed sometimes with just like 40 people, 50, 60 students, but 130?
130. That includes my leadership team.
Do you
5
think
service managers?
Yeah. You're managing.
Yeah.
You went from students and now you're managing managers. That's a weird scope to be in. Or is it just all the same?
It's all the same.
Yeah.
It's all people.
All people at the end of the day.
Yeah.
What would you say was harder, being a trainer or the managing?
Oh. I would I would say probably the managing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've got guys and gals that are already out there. They're developed. They've got their skills. I would say that it's the managing of the people. You know, at least when you're training, these are all like newbies. Mm-hmm. They're coming in. It's kind of like raising kids.
Yeah.
You know,
that's why I love it.
herding the cats. Just the basics. So
one of the biggest things that whenever I go and see you speak at these events, and especially being like a female manager in a male-dominated field, I mean, A1 between like you and Elisa, and we have Bree, and I see Allison, and I just see all these women do stuff. Like, how do we make a Dre that comes in and brings that sweet, motherly feel to whether that be trainees in the beginning all the way to managing where you are now? How does one actually hold their ground but still able to have that motherly aspect to it? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So one, I mean, we have some remarkable female leaders here at A1, and that starts with hiring the right people. Tommy's always talking about, always be recruiting, and so many of our team members are referrals. Somebody maybe that we run into that gave us exceptional service, and we talk about A1, we talk about what we do because we're all proud to be here. And so, much like many of the others, I was also a referral of Elisa Imperial. So, actually, she's got a different last name now.
Miss Lindsay.
Miss Lindsay. The Imperial stands with her, though, just because she's, like, high and mighty, and she's just so strong. So.
I still call her Madam Imperial to this day.
Madam Imperial, yeah, it'll always stick. But, so she referred me over. She was a leader of mine previously, and so she just knew that I would fit right in here. And so being able to do what we do in a male-dominant industry is not the easiest thing, but it takes somebody, who's witty and sassy and, just strong-willed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they call me the Chihuahua.
The Chihuahua.
Chihuahua.
But also, what I saw, my first introduction to Dre is not only witty banter that you're able to do with the boys, especially when the techs come out here for a month. They get a little bit stir-crazy and they get a little bit rowdy. And then what I also watched you do is come in earlier in the morning to learn IPPT, because you just got kind of thrown into that.
This is true.
Right? And then once you pretty much dominated the operation, all the back-end stuff, the apartments, the vehicles that we offer, the time cards, the logins to certain systems that we use for client interaction. Then not only that, you came in and you learned IPPT, and then I came in one morning and she was just on a ladder winding springs, and then I watched you install a full door, and I'm like, she's the real deal.
Yeah.
And then once that happened, those boys didn't stand a chance in class anymore.
This is true. Much like Sarah, who came on, who is also a referral, being able to come in and kind of take over to learn the business, you have to. If you're going to be successful here, whether you're a technician, whether you're in accounting, Whether you're CSR or dispatcher, you have to get to know the business. It's vital to your success here. And for myself, I kind of grew up in the industry, in the back of my dad's, pickup truck on the weekends. We'd go out and we'd install doors. He worked for Overhead Garage Door in Colorado for a number of years. So I knew, about doors, just didn't know the extent of them. And so once I, stepped foot in here, and it was like our playground in the academy. It was so much fun. Got to get my hands dirty, got to get in there, get involved. I knew that I needed to be able to earn the respect. Being a woman in a male-dominant industry in any home service, you have to know what you're talking about. So I knew that I had to take that time. I'd come in super early. I would stay late. You actually, with your coming in with your skill set and your knowledge in the industry for so many years, like I was able to pick your brain. Travis Rackley, who's been here for a number of years, 25 years. Mm-hmm. I mean, I could not have learned from anybody better.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just became part of the nature of what I knew that I wanted to do here to be successful. I had to get in there and get dirty. So
I think that brings me to the point of why I wanted to bring you on today.
Okay.
And that point is not only obviously for what you've done with the biggest and fastest growing markets in your leadership skills, but what people don't know about Dre is that she is what I like to call a communication facilitator. So when all communication breaks down, Dre is the one that can fix it and fill in the blanks and make both parties understand. So you're very good at that. And I know that as a manager that people make mistakes, whether it's technicians, whether it's door ordering, or maybe the client didn't really understand what was going on. That's why I wanted to bring you on to talk about safety features. So garage door features every homeowner should know about, because I feel like not only client-facing, but also over the phone, you've talked to thousands of clients to make sure all these points are understood and what they're getting. So whenever it comes to safety features, what safety features are standard in modern garage doors you feel like some people wouldn't know?
Well, safety eyes, pretty much the majority of people do know that, but there are oftentimes that will show up to a client's property and they don't have safety eyes installed. That's pretty scary. So safety eyes are a big one. We've got the manual release. If you've got a broken spring, something's going on with the garage door, it's not functioning properly, you can manually release it with the cord.
Yeah, the cord that hangs down.
Yeah, you should have that. Should have, the little red handle there on there to... Not
just zip tied to where you can't reach it in an emergency situation.
No. I love when we show up to a homeowner's house and it's just that, or it's kind of tied up, or they've completely cut it off. And so our technicians get to educate our clients. And it's a huge safety feature. You want that. Power outage, something goes wrong. Battery backup is another one. If you don't have that, and you've got to have that manual release accessible so that you can get out of the garage. What if there's a house fire? Like, you want to be able to exit. So that's a big one. We've got the auto reverse, the force detection.
Yes.
That is huge, especially if you've got babies or pets, even elderly. If somebody falls down while they're happen to be trying to close the garage, that auto reverse feature, once it touches something, it's going to bounce back up and bounce open. So
I would say most of the time the auto reverse, to your point, two things. And it's never as cut and dry, because if people don't know, they don't know. And people are like, well, who's standing under the garage door? It doesn't really happen. It happens with the old trick of I'm going to hit the garage door button and run and hop over the safety eyes. Well, I tell you what, when that's a steel back door or a wood door and you're running as fast as you can and you jump a little too high, a little bit of CTE action, you don't get up so quick and that door's still moving.
Yeah.
Literally the force is whenever the safety eyes can't find it.
Right.
Like, it's an extra part. And I feel like they're just like, well, people aren't standing there the whole time. It's for the one-offs that try and trick the system.
It happens.
It's super crucial.
It happens. That's why it was built in.
Or not even just for the safety of people, but also garage door safety as well. Because you have kids at home. You have a lot of kids.
I do.
And you have you and your husband with all the things that you do with your kids and the stuff you have in the garage. All it takes is one little soccer ball in the corner and that door comes down. If it doesn't have forces, hits that ball, one side goes up a little higher, cable comes off.
Yeah.
Now we have a giant hung door. Hopefully it doesn't look like a half pipe into your garage. Like, forces is huge, huge, huge.
It is, yeah.
Now, Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. I was just going to keep going with
Yeah, keep going.
We got the motion lights, obviously. Nobody wants to walk into a dark garage.
Yeah, I don't think I've actually used the lights in my garage since motion sensor lights were a thing.
Motion sensor lights. Yeah, especially walking out. You've got toys, you've got whatever, the kids' bikes, scooters.
Yeah, mine has a step down that's like right there. And if the camera was facing that way, there'd be a couple America's Funniest Home videos of me almost biffing it on that thing.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times going out to the garage. And
Yeah.
And then we upgraded, and now we open the light, and it's like,
yeah,
it's there. It's so beautiful.
It's a little bit too bright in the morning for me. I keep the house dark when I get ready.
You're a dark soul, though.
Yeah, I am a dark. But yeah, there's sometimes I go out into the garage because I don't think I have more than like one salt lamp on the entire morning that I'm getting ready. So I go to the garage and I'm just like, hello, world. Yep, I see
Good
everything.
morning to you, too.
My brain's awake now. My retinas are going to need...
Those LED lights, though, they're great.
No, they're the best.
Yeah.
How do photo sensors actually work for people that don't know?
Oh, gosh.
As far as how to use them.
Well, I mean, they're pretty simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're installed. Your technician should have them installed 4 to 6 inches above the ground. And, I mean, you can think of it as like an invisible line there that you've got a sender and a receiver. I mean, they should be lined up. And basically, if they're not lined up, then, you're going to have some issues. But if they are, then it's going to do what it's supposed to do. So anything that walks in front of it or blocks it, a broom falls over, it's going to stop the door there, like kind of in its tracks, essentially. So
100%. Yeah, the infrared feature. Yeah, and they've been around actually for longer than people think. Like, granted, it's custom now.
Since you were born?
1993, yes, since I was born.
Yeah.
It's getting up there now. It's starting to get there.
It's there.
Someone's going to listen to that, and they're going to be like, you're 32, shut up.
Well, you got the baby now.
I know.
You're growing.
Yes.
Growing up.
And what tests can a homeowner do to make their system safe or make sure it's safe?
They can test those safety eyes, which they should be doing on a monthly basis. I would not, and it's so simple. You want to make sure that they're clean, free of debris, free of any webs or anything, and making sure that they're functioning. So it's easy. Just throw a broom, right in front of it as the door is operating.
Kick your foot.
Kick your foot.
Don't stay under it, but...
Yeah. Make sure it's working first.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's pretty simple in its own. But that's probably the most important. And then secondarily, they can engage the manual release, make sure that that they can access, the door opening and closing by you disconnecting the door.
Yes.
That's a big one.
Pro tip, whenever you do a manual release and do a balance test, make sure the door is down. I learned this from Dre because I got in big trouble one day in the academy. I pulled a manual release while it was up in the air. The door was not under tension, and it went, whoo, I mean, guillotine.
Oh, like moments
slammed.
from taking somebody out.
Yes.
He was like right on the corner there.
I didn't mean to. We said bay clear. Everyone responded bay clear.
This is true. That's when I think we banned the earbuds. I think he had earbuds in.
Yeah.
We're like, whoa, wait a second. Not safe.
Now, getting into the manual and doing our 3-point balance test, what safety does a proper balanced door? Like, we're checking it, and all of a sudden it's unbalanced versus balanced, but it's going up and down, so clients feel like they don't need to worry about it. How integral is having a balanced door aligned with safety?
I mean, it's huge. The door's not balanced. Something is... there could be a number of things that could come about without a door being balanced. The weight of the door is huge. It's the largest moving part to your home. So you want to make sure that it's safe. And that's big for us. So when our technicians go into a garage, they are performing a 29-point safety inspection, and the balance test is mandatory. They have to do it. I mean, could you imagine the weight of the door coming down on something, your foot, a person, a child, your grandma as you're walking, her out of the garage? There's, it's huge. So it's...
Do you have any, if you can think of it off the top of your head, do you have any situations that ended up catastrophic after a technician went out, doors 30, 40, 60 pounds on the ground, and that the client was like, it goes up and down, it's working with the motor, and then something bad happened. And then you had to talk with that client.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, there's been a number of occasions where a client will decline getting the repairs done. They say, oh, it does. It goes up and down.
Yeah.
Most people think that that's all their garage door does.
Right.
As long as it goes up and down, then it's fine. But, yeah, we've had a number of clients who, I'll wait, I'm going to sell the house, and then they try to YouTube things themselves and replace springs. And, I mean, now they're, missing
Digits.
skin and muscle and tendons, and it's not pretty.
The DIY, everybody's a little bit different as far as competency and able to mechanically understand things. And I've seen guys that can watch one YouTube video and they fix the door.
Yeah.
And then what happens is they go to any YouTube or any channel that says, hey, please don't touch springs. And they go, well, I did it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I see
and
people commenting all the time.
And they almost say
online.
it nasty, just like, it's not that bad. If you can't do it, you must be dumb.
Right.
It's like what these people comment. And that's super scary to me because, yes, there are some people that are just naturally gifted mechanically. But I can tell you, I think it's over 70,000 insurance claims a year from homeowners getting injured by garage doors.
Yeah.
And not to mention, I do this for a living. People make mistakes. You get a little sweaty. You're not paying attention. I've been hospitalized 3 times working on garage doors. And it wasn't commercial big doors. It was always like a residential one. And I'm saying how many technicians do we see throughout the company where accidents happen?
Yeah.
We try to prevent it, but...
We definitely try to prevent them. Most accidents are preventable. HR would argue with me when I say most, because they say all accidents are preventable. Sorry, HR, but I feel differently. And the reason being is because it actually happens. We witness it. I had a technician go out, and he was doing a balance test, and the client was like, well, these are new springs. Okay, great. Well, your door's not balancing. And he made one simple mistake, and the door came crashing down on his foot. Sends me a picture. Luckily, he got his boot out. Luckily, he was wearing his safety shoes and had the steel-toe boots, and he, squirmed and wiggled and got his foot out. But he sends me a picture with the boot under the door, and the door is now over the top of the boot. Like, it's indented.
It's formed to it.
It's formed to it. And so it's like, could you imagine, if that was... walking out with sandals and, you're messing around with your door. It's not, people think that it's easy, but it's a skilled trade. It is a trade that you have to be taught. It does not come natural. And for those YouTubers, those DIYs, get on YouTube. Okay, great. You're being taught something. Now, whether you're competent enough to be able to figure it out and do it in one shot, you might be born with it. It might come natural to you. That's 1 in a million. It's really not as simple as people think. So, just like I wouldn't go messing around with 210 voltage because I think, I saw a YouTube video.
No, not even close. Not even close. Honestly, any electrical thing. I even get a little uncomfortable with 12 volts sometimes. No, I'm just kidding. I've just been electrocuted enough. I've actually had a garage door that was electrified. I got a call one day, and they're like, hey, the track is arcing. And I was like, what? And he sends me a video of him holding a wrench up to it, and it's arcing to his wrench. And I'm just like, what is going on with that? So I go out there because no one knows what's going on. And I'm like, I test it. And I'm like, how is this whole door electrified? And then I'm like, okay, process of elimination. So get big gloves on with like a clamp. And I just unplug the operator. It was the outlet. And it was surging through the operator. We have the rail, the J-arm, and it attaches to the door. The door through the rollers and hinges are somewhat touching the track. So there's a lot of stuff out there to where freak stuff happens. So honestly, when it comes to safety features that we want, like the safety eyes, the manual release, the forces, the MyQ app that does diagnosis for you.
That's big. That's a big one.
All these things, that's all put in place so you don't have to end up as a statistic. Is 70,000 compared to 360 million of the American population? But they're still numbers, dude. So why even risk it? I guess on a final note, all the safety that we've been talking about, freak accidents, just having a professional come out, even if it's not us, just please pick a professional.
Absolutely.
What's your safety message to families with kids or pets?
Man, I got to say, ensuring that you are having somebody come out at minimum once a year. And really that you're doing some of these safety checks to make sure that your door is aligning, properly, that it is rolling. I mean, there's a number of things that could go wrong. Kids can put things in your tracks, and all of a sudden you have a hung door. And really the new tech that's out there is really great. You mentioned the MyQ monitoring. That, I mean, there is nothing more than I would ever want in my garage than to have that system set up. It is excellent. Like, I got called, hey, your system is kind of bogged down. I don't remember what the error code was, but it happened to be my safety eyes. My husband left something, there in front of the safety eyes. So it's huge. It's great because it gives me those alerts, and then it alerts us here at A1, and we can send a technician out.
Yeah. I think
really top notch.
Justin was telling me a story the other day of a lady that called. Kids use the garage door like the front door, like everybody else, and especially here in Phoenix, I'm sure you as a mom, you got grown kids, but you also got the 2 little boys.
Yep.
And I mean, once they get to that age to where that's where all the bikes are and the soccer balls, he was talking about how the lady kept getting these notifications about garage door won't close, and it was because there was a rake in the track, and her little boy, by little I mean 12, so old enough to get his bike and go outside, but he didn't understand, so he just kept going for it.
Oh, gosh.
Over and over. But luckily,
Yeah.
after the 4th message in a row, she was able to get on the camera with the speaker, and she was like, hey, stop. Because who knows what would have happened if he just would have kept going.
Right.
Like little kids do. If something doesn't work, here's the big lit button that says it's supposed to open or close. Yeah. So that was just a feature that you don't think about. And especially with me being a new dad, like all these new features and stuff, I have way more vigor and passion in talking about them.
Well, the holidays are coming up as well, and the MyQ app allows me to allow Amazon to deliver right in my garage. So
My wife,
Walmart as well. So.
My wife should have been the test dummy for when they were doing that
True.
feature. She's just like, it does what?
Yeah.
And beep, 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 beep. Every time. I have to be careful when I pull into the garage because I didn't pay attention one time.
Yeah.
And I accidentally
ran one of the gifts over.
Ran one of the gifts
Yeah.
over. So look before you pull in. All right, so just to go over everything, we've gone over safety eyes, manual releases, battery backups, some clients that didn't make the best decision at the time that regretted it as well. We've gone over MyQ. What other safety portions do you feel like an audience or a homeowner should pay attention to?
Yeah, as a homeowner, as you're going through and you're doing these safety checks on your garage door, if you see anything that's out of the sort, like a bolt or a nut that's missing, screws, something that is not there that should be there, it's greatly important to look for those and, call us out, as well as frayed cables. That's something that people just don't even know what these cables are. They're kind of, behind the tracks there, kind of hidden, and so you don't really see them. But you got to check to make sure that those are not frayed or, kinked up. That's huge.
Yeah, I guess that's the important part is we've been focusing so much on the technology portion
Right.
of it that, hey, it's okay to check the mechanical stuff too. Go out to the garage, look over everything. If it looks misaligned, if it just doesn't feel right, trust your gut. It's your home. And call us and we'll get someone out there as soon as possible. Or call anybody. Just don't touch the door. Dre?
Yes.
It's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Hopefully we have you back pretty soon, right?
You know where to find me.
Find some time in between
thank you so
managing
much.
130 people. But it's been awesome, homie. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.